EA to launch a major game before April, and people think it's Star Wars Jedi: Survivor. As part of EA's latest financial report, the publisher disclosed that it plans to release a major game in the next few months, but hasn't actually confirmed what it is. In a slide pertaining to EA FY2023 game slate, the company listed a major IP that is set to be released in the company's Q4 2023, January-March 2023. Whatever this game is, it will be released during the quarter alongside the Dead Space remake, EA Sports PGA Tour, Wild Hearts, and the next Super Mega Baseball game. What is the Jedi: Survivor release date? Star Wars Jedi: Survivor is launching in 2023, Electronic Arts announced along with the initial reveal trailer. Beyond that, a specific date hasn't been officially confirmed. However, a recently leaked entry scraped from the PlayStation Network database lists Jedi: Survivor's release date as March of 2023. People have theorized that the major IP could be Star Wars Jedi: Survivor. The game has been officially announced, but it's possible EA is intentionally hiding the title in its official materials to gain some kind of competitive advantage in the market by not informing competitors of its release date. Who is developing Jedi: Survivor? One of the few details we do have on the sequel is that Respawn Entertainment, developers of the first game and Battle Royale cash cow Apex Legends, will be heading up production of the Fallen Order sequel and a new Star Wars FPS. Respawn is also assisting new studio, Bit Reactor, on development of a new Star Wars strategy game. Director Stig Asmussen is heading up Survivor. He was in charge of the first game, and a long time ago, at a studio far, far away, he was director on several God of War games. Respawn is currently hiring to fill out its teams for these and other projects. The initial reveal trailer debuted during the Star Wars Celebration 2022 event, and from what we've seen so far from what was shown, it could well be a darker adventure this time around. With Star Wars Jedi: Fallen Order counted among the best action games around, it's exciting to see a sequel on the horizon. According to Jeff Grubb of GameSpot's sister site Giant Bomb, the game is indeed Jedi Survivor, and he claims it is on track for release in March 2023. Grubb went on to say that EA will begin its hype cycle for the game in December, which matches up with when the Game Awards are held. EA also recently signed a 3-game deal with Marvel for its Iron Man title and 2 others to be announced later. These games would fit the bill of being a major IP, but they are no doubt too early in development to be ready for release by April 2023. When and where will Jedi: Survivor be set? Welcome to the conjecture zone. We've got a lot of ideas, but not much evidence. So, we know that the first Fallen Order takes place 14 years before the Battle of Yavin, the attack on the first Death Star, and shortly after that spot of nastiness with all the clone troopers and the Jedi. The very short summary that EA has given so far lets on that the sequel takes place 5 years later. Cal must stay one step ahead of the Empire's constant pursuit as he begins to feel the weight of being one of the last remaining Jedi in the galaxy, EA says. Accompanied by his trusty companion BD-1, Cal will meet and ally himself with an array of unique and interesting characters on his journey. Being a devout Jedi, it wouldn't really behoove Cal and friends to head off into deep uncharted space to hide out from the Empire. It seems as solid a guess as any that they'll end up embroiled in more pre-Rebel Alliance conflicts, although nothing major enough to shake up established canon. In terms of specific financials, EA made $1.9 billion in the 3-month period ended September 30th, which was up from $1.8 billion during the same quarter last year. EA made a profit of $299 million for the last quarter, compared to $294 million during the same period last year. Is Jedi Survivor next-gen only? Respawn has confirmed that Star Wars Jedi: Survivor is going to release on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X in 2023. Game director Stig Asmussen says that next-gen features such as real-time ray tracing is allowing Respawn to work at a fidelity that's well beyond anything that we've ever produced before. The decision to drop support for PS4 and Xbox One will also allow Respawn to reduce load screens and times, and invest in DualSense haptic feedback support on PS5. Star Wars Jedi Survivor PC requirements. There aren't any official PC requirements for Star Wars Jedi Survivor just yet, but we might get a good idea of what it'll require based on Jedi Fallen Order's PC requirements. The minimum specs for Fallen Order require you to have an AMD FX 6100 or Intel i3-3220 CPU, 8GB of RAM, and an AMD Radeon HD 7750 or NVIDIA GeForce GTX 650 GPU. The recommended specs include an AMD Ryzen 7 1700 or Intel i7-6700K CPU, 16GB of RAM, and an AMD RX Vega 56 or NVIDIA GTX 1070 or GTX 1660T GPU. EA made about half of its revenue from full game sales, compared to live services. For the past 3 months, EA made $602 million from full game sales, compared to $1.3 billion from live services, which includes microtransactions.